Hey, I'm Keith.
I'm Rodney.
Welcome back. This is the More in Common Daily Podcast, or
The
podcast
daily.
video. More in Common Podcast Daily Video.
Vidcast.
It's where we really explore our process. We look to just chronicle the daily ins and outs of dog life and really just balancing all the things that we balance, because it's the number one question we get. How do we do it all? And we don't really think too much about it, so we decided to chronicle it and see what our daily struggles like. That being said, I woke up this morning and had one of those things like, I don't know, I don't feel. I love that dress, Adeline. I'll see you in a minute, okay? Yeah, and I like your pants too. My 3-year-old is talking to me through my door. They look so cute, kiddo. I love you. I'll see you in a minute.
Moment.
Yeah.
It happens. My reading over there. Probably gonna get summoned in a moment.
Right in the middle of everything that we do. Part of the balance that we work to manage. But I woke up this morning and it was just like, man, I got things to do, but I don't want to do anything. It was one of those days. Even last night, I sat down to edit, and it was like, I don't want to do nighttime work. I did it. How often does that happen to you?
What made you do it, even though you didn't want to do it? Or how'd you continue?
Well, there were two things. That one's a new skill and one's just what I try to normally do. The normally do is just do it. Like once you get into it, you're in it, and you'll get it done. But the other thing is this idea of being incessantly present in the here and the now. It's like that's the challenge I had in front of me. I had the choice to do it or not do it. If I'm going to do it, just do it and be a part of it. And if I'm not going to do it, then be a part of that decision. Mm-hmm. And the decision that I needed to make was to do it. So I ended up embracing it. And then, of course, stuff died, so I couldn't quite finish it with 10 minutes to go. But that's kind of how I woke up this morning too, right? Like get back into the moment of what's in front of me to get it done, so I can continue to just get done what needs to get done, and embrace it, even though my initial feeling was like I don't really want to deal with half the things on my priority list today.
I get that. You're saying, how often does that happen to me?
Yeah, I think it used to happen to me a lot more than it happens to me now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think a lot of it has to do with these two little girls that I got. It's like, well, I gotta do it. But I think I've also adopted a similar just do it. I would say it as do the hard thing. Do the hard thing. And just crank through it. And so, like you said, oftentimes when I start, it is just better, or I can just get through it. And usually in starting it, I get a little bit of energy and whatnot. But then also, like last night, I had a rough afternoon, and by the time we got the girls down, I was just like, nope. And so from a body standpoint, how I was feeling, just didn't have anything in me. So I just let that be. And I was like, all right, there's not, and partially there was nothing I had to do that was critical, urgent, that was going to break something.
Yeah.
Because then that would have been the hard thing that just needed to get done, and then I would just have to do it. But I think understanding the priority of the things that are going on kind of helps me step back and say, look, I needed a moment to hang out with Rachel and to not work and to not do anything extra after, because it was kind of just a stressful afternoon into a hard bedtime, and I just needed a moment. I needed to breathe. I needed to throw on a show on Netflix, which isn't that frequent for me, but I just needed to get out of my headspace. So so the frequency, I don't actually know the frequency anymore. I would say it's definitely less than it used to be. Making tea.
Nice.
Definitely, yeah. I got like a
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay.
I think one of the interesting things that has come up in the last year and a half came from our man Lock West, the Lock West monster.
I
That
talked to him
resonates
last week.
with me. Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
That resonates with me a lot now. Is this idea of, hey, I'm going to go at the pace that works for me, and in the structure of my life, especially as it relates to working in the corporate tech
Oh boy,
world,
my
right?
daughter
Like,
has hands full of hummus.
oh,
That's awesome.
wonderful.
Glad I didn't dress her yet.
That the structure of the corporate tech life is working at the pace of other people, right? So it's so easy often to feel like I need to continue that pace,
I'll clean your hands, baby.
and accepting that the pace that I have today or the pace that we have as a business is working itself out, and you just got to keep moving, just keep going, be in every moment, and just execute what you need to execute on your priorities as they come up, and not
Yeah.
get too caught up in, oh, I'm going to fall behind mentality, right?
Which
Like,
that is a very fair point. It gets into a lot of like how I manage emails and how I manage meetings and requests,
yeah.
which we'll get into in another session for sure. But yeah, I agree with that. I know I'm gonna clean your hands right now, baby girl.
And this is another way to balance these priorities. You just do things at the same time, and you let people into your life, because if you try to keep it separate and you've put that resistance wall up against it, it just makes it so much harder to get anything
Yeah,
done.
right. I
So,
mean, do we multitask well? No, but sometimes you gotta.
yeah.
Sometimes I gotta clean hummus off the little girl's hand while I'm having the meeting and the call to talk about how I manage the day, because this is how I manage the day. Sometimes I gotta help her while I'm doing a thing, but
So,
it is what it be.
so that's today. Go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna ask if you listened and you liked what you heard, in the comments below, want to know if you woke up this morning and didn't want to have do all the things you have to do. Yes or no? You don't have to tell us what they were if you don't want, but I'm just curious. Did you want to get after it today? Oh, that's the question. Did you want to
Did you
get
want to
after it
get
today?
after it today? It's
Yes
a
or
good
no?
one. So, cool. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.